people from? Is it Atlanta or Chicago? Brown skin up against my brown skin. Why is everything so focused on our skin color? Why do we fall for people who utilize it and then call other people racist? Why do we fall for people who utilize gender and then get upset at others when they hold the gender and race against them by saying the reason why you're using your race and your gender is because you feel like it's supposed to give you something. Bum bum dida bum 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 dida bum bum. This woman, mm-hmm. I'm a lady, I'm not a man. NMC is my mission. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Bum bum bum. What a bum 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 did it bum 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 did it bum bum. Good morning, family. I hope all is well with you as it is with me this morning. So Quavo, we all mourn with him on the death of his family member. But Quavo feels like gun violence is what murdered his family member. We got to stop blaming the guns and start blaming the people and the mentality. Because I'm about ready to speak some truth here. If you wasn't in that realm, see, this is what the Dems produce. They produce the most horrible part of ourselves. We used to not be like this. Our communities never were like this. We can point back to a time when we weren't Dems and we had way more, because on the own intuitive and physical strength of our own people. We didn't need government. When we didn't have government, our communities were a threat. You got to know this. And no one gave us a leg up. No one gave our people in America a leg up. We did it ourselves. Our ancestors did it themselves. This is a disgrace that we have fallen into the Democratic trap. Instead of recognizing what we've been taught not about race, but about economics, which was, if you want to esteem to something, you look at that thing and what has been accomplished before you. You follow that thing that has been accomplished. See, as long as my people are Dems, they're going to be thinking guns are violent. So what are they going to fall into the trap of? Gun violence. They're never going to recognize that it's the man and the woman behind the gun that is responsible for it. We're never going to recognize that if you want to be wealthy, you got to roll in that realm of wealthiness. You cannot roll in a realm of raunchiness, of bum nation. You can't follow a bum. A bum is not going to get you there. A bum is a person who never utilized their education because they couldn't. They don't have the brain for their education. They've had positions, they had opportunities, but they still didn't esteem Instead of hating Trump, why didn't she get into the why you that's a good question to ask her. Why didn't you get into the realm of wealthiness? Why isn't that a positive thing? Because that's not where her head is. See, y'all got to realize one thing. Y'all not wealthy. Kamala comes from a wealthy background. Both of her parents come from money. Both of her parents are Indian. They are not Black Americans. She was raised in Quebec from 5 to high school. She's not an Oakland girl. She's pretending to get your vote. But that's not how she really rolls. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You got to have something. And she's not offering my people nothing. So we got to change. We got to change. We can't just be emotional and entertained. You know, the entertainment, if I was in Atlanta, I probably would have went for the entertainment and left too. But you know what? Mm-mm-mm. It's not even worth the headache for me. I wouldn't even want to be in the stench. Because you know what they did. They paid those people. That's why they raised the money. They paid the people to attract you and rear you in, and you not get nothing. You not get nothing. I was always taught to be economically sound is to follow the lead of those who are wealthy. Try to roll in the realm of those who are wealthy. Business owners, people that are doing things. What has Kamala done in her own private life besides still millions and millions of dollars to make her own self wealthy? That's a bum. That's what causes street violence. That kind of lifestyle. That mentality. See, my people need to come out of the mentality of bumnism. And we need to start getting role models who have done things and looking at that and moving towards that and setting goals and getting up out of having to be in the realm of the government. Because big government is big trouble. You're talking about extinction, wanting to decrease population, wanting everybody. Who you think she's talking to? She's not talking about her own pockets when she talks about equity. When she talks about making sure everybody's equal, she's talking about the little people. She's not talking about the wealthy. I'm sure Beyonce wouldn't support her if she knew that she was going to have to half her check and give it away and make everything equitable. I'm sure these people, this is her policy. Making things equitable across the line. That's communism. That's Marxism, what her father, as an economics man that he is, subscribed to pretty much. That's why you see Jamaica, you see Venezuela going headed that way. But Jamaica's already there, and they have death left and right. I followed somebody on YouTube that's constantly talking about women and children being murdered in Jamaica. I'm trying to tell you, they don't even have control of their own port over there. India, they expect things from Kamala. Both of her parents are Indian. Her father said there's no Black American in him. There's no Black in him, basically. He says he's Indian, Irish, and something else. Indian, Irish, basically. So he's basically saying he has not no inch of black in him. You ask him. How is she being called an African American? I don't get it. She's not African American. But as for me in my life, I'm going, I'm doing things, I do things in my life. I constantly do things so that I can obtain wealth. And I admire those who have wealth, and I try to subscribe to that. How do you do this? Investing, um, and different things. There's all kinds of things that we can get into if we get our minds out of gun violence in poor neighborhoods and start focusing on what can the individual do. What has the individual done? And what am I, as the individual, going to do with this gun? It's not the gun that does it on an individual basis. It's the person, it's the human. So until you fix that, Kamala's not going to tell you that. She's just going to say gun violence, and that's something that's not going to ever get resolved because the gun didn't do it. It's like beating your head against a brick wall. I'm being honest with you. If you want to get to the heart of the problem, you deal with the economics. You're never going to deal with the economics with Kamala. She's going to squash our community. She intentionally, they think she's a failure at the Bazaar. We need to stop saying that she was a failure. That was a success for her because that was her plan, is to have a lot of, she didn't care whether these people were educated, criminals, or anything like that, but her parents came over to America and they got in easily. They got here easily. She's had opportunities. She was born here, so her parents got here easily. And then her mom was able to move to Quebec when she wanted to, right? Her father still lives here, reside here. So there's not no problems. That's not no problems. But, reality of it all is you can either die by Allah or live by the truth. And with that said, true love, real peace, the higher self within you,